Hey guys, today's story is about a problem player and a problem DM. So this one is a bit of a story. I'll try not to skip over anything, but this happened over a 4 to 6 year period, and I finally snapped last year. I'm only feeling up to posting it now. Sorry for the bad formatting. I am adding details as I remember. And I'm sorry for the long story as well. And once again, sorry for the formatting. I try to keep it short for y'all. So we started a D&D 3.5 campaign at level 7. I don't remember why, but that's what the GM wanted. I play an elf with the homebrew trait Verdant Soul, and are a level 3 druid, multiclassed into a level 3 ranger, and a prestige level 1 dervish, as well as focusing on dex. AP is an argumentative player as a miniatures handbook healer. There were other players, but he is the main cause, so they will be friend 1 through 4, and of course we will have the DM. We were all also allowed to pick 3 flaws, which gave us 3 extra feats to start with, making the total starting feats 6. We start the game, and we're all playing and having fun, until AP starts questioning me about my feats, and how I have them. He starts nitpicking my character and every detail of it, arguing with me about everything, forcing me to go through a step-by-step process to show how my character was made and how I was not abusing the system, and taking more than what I was allowed. This was all started because I, playing a dervish and wielding 2 scimitars, had to weapon fighting, which is a ranger class feature, and weapon finesse, plus the requirements for dervish, focusing scimitar, and blind fighting, allowing me to make 4 attacks a turn based on dex, which was a 23. Thanks to my 18 plus a 2 racial, and then a characteristic mod from a level 4 plus magic item that raised my dex by 2. Some time goes by, we finally get to level 8, and I increase my dex to 24. Cue AP with the same argument, and me explaining the whole process. Again. I'm a little frustrated because we just went over this not that long ago. He criticizes my character, saying I'm too overpowered because I deal 1d6 damage per hit, twice a turn, while he deals little to no damage. Which, you need to remember, he's a healer, not a frontline combatant. Finally, I have it all explained again, and the other players had joined in this time, but they quickly dropped it when it was showing that I was legitimate about this. A few months down the line, I'm still level 8, and I'm still being accused of cheating by him because I hit so often. I explain that due to my dex being 24, I get a +7 to hit with just dex, not to mention a +7 from my classes and a +1 from weapon focus. I take a -2 penalty for 2 weapon fighting, which makes it a total of +13 to hit with my main hand and a +13 offhand. The dervish treats scimitars as light weapons. But again, cue the same argument. Frustrated, now, I explain it to him again angrily. He insists that I am cheating, and so I decide to roll all attacks in front of them, cue anything above a 5, hitting every standard enemy with my main hand. Some time goes by without any arguments, and we get up to level 12. Naturally, I had chosen improved to weapon fighting at level 9. I then took improved critical at level 12, and a +1 more to dex. So now, my critical range is 15 to 20 with a +18 to hit with my first 2 attacks. I now have a magic scimitar in my main hand and a masterwork scimitar in my offhand, and a +12 to my main hand and a +7 to hit with my offhand, with my second 2 attacks. This is how I was forced to calculate it until the new player joined at level 16 and fought to have that fixed, as it shouldn't add an additional -5 to attack for my second offhand attack. Each dealing a 1d6 per hit, unless my magic scimitar was active, then the main hand dealt 2d6. It had a plus 1d6 for lightning damage, while AP was healing somewhere in the range of 60 to 80 HP per spell. At this time, the rest of the party was dealing somewhere between 30 to 50 damage per turn, as most were casters of some type. QAP saying he won't heal me anymore because I am too OP, despite me being the only frontline fighter of the group. My AC was 22, which was from the Dex bonus, the Dervish AC bonus, and Moon Ivy armor from Arms and Equipment Guide. Mind you, everyone else is getting magic item after magic item, while I don't get any rewards other than some gold. At this time, I have found something like 100,000 gold saved up because the GM isn't letting me purchase any magic items. To which I am furious because he is now singling me out again for no reason. Finally, the party convinces him to start healing me again when they almost TPK'd when I went down due to him not healing me. Skipping to the part where we hit level 15, and I barely deal any damage anymore. The other players being casters and far outstripping me in damage. So I start making use of the Dervish feature Elaborate Parry, since my attacks barely do anything anyhow, and I picked up combat expertise to supplement my AC. But it's making it harder for me to hurt the enemies, making a total of 31 AC. The GM notices this and asks why I don't attack. And I explain that due to my lack of being able to purchase magic items, I have become useless in the damage dealing department, and decided to focus on defense to take blows. He asks how much gold I have, and I tell him that I have over 140,000 gold. And wouldn't you know it, the AP decides to butt in, asking how I have so much gold, that I must be cheating, and that no one else has gotten anywhere close to that amount of gold. And cue me explaining that while the GM let them purchase magic items and such, I was never allowed to. I've been saving all my gold since level 7, when we started the game. The GM asks why I never asked him if I could purchase magic items. I told him that I had, but he would never let me. He says we will get to it after the current task is dealt with, all while the AP still doesn't believe me and refuses to split the current quest reward with me. I'm annoyed, but I let it go. A few months go by, and we get to level 16. We finish the quest, and head back. After a while, I had to miss a day due to life events. And what happens on said missed day? Yep, you guessed it. The party returns to the city, they purchase more magic items, they get rewards while I get nothing. And then they take a new quest, and promptly leave again. When I return, I ask the GM if I could have been purchasing magic items while we were in the city, and he denies me, saying I should have been there. I am beyond annoyed now. I sit down and do absolutely nothing the whole game. I refuse to help at all, and say that my character leaves the party for some business. The night ends with the party on their way to a dungeon they are now no match for, with my character missing, and I am sitting in a tavern in a small town we passed along the way, so the GM can't really make an excuse to kill me unless a god strikes me down. I skip the next 2 sessions because I'm still angry at what the GM did to me, and when I return, the GM asks me to return. He says that he'll give me a magical scimitar as a reward for the last quest, since I didn't get anything, and says we can make it so that I had purchased magic items in the city, and as such, would have stayed with the party. I agree, and we continue on as normal. Well, normal for them. I'm still fuming from all the crap from AP and from what the GM did to me. The new player joins at this time, and he helps me fix my character, which was, according to him, miscalculated to make me way underpowered. Things are going a bit better, as AP hasn't said anything about me being overpowered in a while. It's been about 1.5 years since AP last blew up on me about being overpowered. Months pass, and we reach level 17, and in this time, the GM has taken my scimitar he gave me in exchange for a weaker one. Then it happens. AP blows up on me again. I'm done with this, so I blow right back up at him and tell the GM that I am not coming back. I am done with it this time, and I cannot keep justifying my character every time he feels I am overpowered. I've done it countless times already, and I am tired of it. I quit right as we are about to collect the last artifact to fight the BBEG. And additionally, to note, everyone has an overpowered artifact at this time, except for me. Some of them even have 2 artifacts. Add on to that, everyone but me has gotten personalized storylines and events except me, despite my character being the only original party member left. Some of them died, some of them switched out. AP had a character switched out by this point, and this leaves the GM feeling dreadful that he had ignored the issue with AP for so long and had ignored the rich backstory I gave him to work with for my character. He begs me to come back, but I tell him that I need some time to think on this. I skip the next week and think about it. In this time, the GM messages me and says he has talked to AP about his attitude with me, and it's been sorted out. He won't do that again. He says he will come up with something for my backstory and apologizes to me again. I decide to go back to fight the BBEG, saying that there is no guarantee I will continue to play after that, as I am ready to quit playing D&D altogether at this time. We go through some half-baked story, which was for me, which completely missed everything about my character, and I lose my scimitar that the GM gave me a few months ago, and get a weaker scimitar. He says it's because the other one was cursed, which was true, but it was still better. So we hit level 18, and I finish the Dervish Prestige class. We get to the BBEG, and within 4 turns, all but me and the newest player are down. I decide to finish the BBEG by doing the final feature from Dervish, 1,000 cuts, and get 12 attacks on the boss, critting multiple times and dealing a massive amount of damage with all attacks hitting, each dealing 2d6 damage. The new artifact, Scimitar, dealt an extra d6 of acid damage, and we ended the game. I continue to play with the group, and sure enough I haven't had any more issues with AP, but I also don't feel safe enough to play a useful character, and have since made my characters that are just useful enough to make it look like I am trying, but in reality, they are pretty much useless. And the party wouldn't be affected at all if I were there or not. We switched to 5e, and I had to switch from my first character, a bard, College of Whispers, to a new character, also a bard, with no chosen college, because I felt my first bard was too useful. I have since joined a new group on another day, and have built a truly useful character in 5e to play with them, and they love it. They love my character and how I play her. She is a Divine Soul Sorcerer, saying that this character gives them a new outlook on the term support character. I love playing with them more than my original group, despite the original group being together for almost 10 years. Furthermore, I checked the oldest version of my character sheet, and it showed that I have had the magic and the masterwork scimitars since day 1 of the game. Well guys, I really have to say a lot of this boils down to the DM. He was really rather wishy-washy with not yelling at the AP for apparently over a year, nor did he even really seemingly give his player, the one player, any real good loot while favoring everyone else. The player really should have brought this up to the DM a lot sooner, or have even threatened to leave if it wasn't changed. Maybe there's reasons why they didn't do this, but still, it's fairly unreasonable that this was happening. In any case, guys, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.